So I've just gone ahead and read another novel. I'm kind of addicted to this stuff. And it's not my fault. Like I have these people, this big institution that's providing me with this stuff, this, addictive material, as the New York Public Library where I got this. And, I don't know, you have to stop them, I guess, in order for me to cease in this horrifying habit of mine. The book is The Victim by Saul Bellow. Saul Bellow won a Nobel Prize, I'll have you know, for literature. And this is literature. This is the second novel of young Saul Bellow. It came out in 1947. According to the introduction, which is by Norman Rush, it was written during the war, which ended in 1945, as we may know. And so, and while he was in the Merchant Marines, apparently he was not a fighter in the war. He served in the Merchant Marines, which was, kind of a scary thing to do, I would imagine, with torpedoing ships and so forth like that. But turns out he survived. And this book, written during all that, has a sort of, he doesn't say anything about the Holocaust, even though it does have Jewish interest material in it because, Saul Bellow is Jewish, and he is 35 years old at this point, 30 something years old when this was written. He was born in you could figure it out. He was born in 1915. 25, 35, 45. So he's only like 30 years old, less than 30 years old, when he's writing The Victim. And, I've read a couple other things of his. Seize the Day, I believe I read some time ago. I don't remember it. And I read Humboldt's Gift, and I remember liking that quite a bit. So I probably should read a couple other his books before I stop reading altogether. But The Victim. So The Victim is set in New York City. It is set in New York City, and it is New York doesn't play a major role in it. It's set in New York City during a horrible heat wave. So it's a horrible heat wave, and it's hot, and there wasn't that much air conditioning going on. There's scenes where he's going to a theater and everybody's hot, to see a play, and it's all hot and stuff like that. So life was different before air conditioning, drove everybody safely inside, away from the heat in the summer times. And, it kind of truncated civic life on the street and so forth. But that's not what the book is about. The book is about this sort of relationship between these two people. So, what's his name? Leventhal? Asa Leventhal is he works for a literary magazine or something. He's he reads the copy and corrects the copy. The galleys come in and they read the copy, and so he's some kind of a functionary in literary stuff. And they has friends. It's a little bit of the scene of that. The whole setup is about this one particular guy who was Albee, Albee, I think. Yeah, his name is Albee, and he's kind of a rough character in this. And at a party or something, he insults a friend of Leventhal, another Jewish guy, about him singing Christian like gospel songs. It's like, you shouldn't be singing these. What are you doing? This is not, for you to sing. As sort of as a being a Jewish person and all that. So Leventhal doesn't really like this, and I says something to him about it, but ends up asking this guy Albee for a favor as to some an introduction to his boss. He works at another printing whatever magazine thing, and he has Albee arrange for him a interview with this other guy so he can get a job in that firm. So he goes in and talks to the guy, and the guy's like really rude and horrible, and there's no jobs anyway, and Leventhal just he doesn't take it. He says, what the hell, whatever for you, and like insults him back, and it doesn't go well. It doesn't go smoothly. Turns out, right around that time, this Albee is canned, fired, dismissed, let go from this firm that he's working with, and by this guy that Leventhal was just interviewed by. So Albee starts showing up in Leventhal's life, and he shows up and he's really drunk. And he shows up with all his sad stories, like his wife left him, and then his wife also got killed in an auto accident. Okay, so he's supposedly broken up about that, and he keeps harassing Leventhal and blaming Leventhal for being fired from his job, and Leventhal is. Everyone kind of knows he was not great worker anyway due to his alcohol habit and so forth, and even that is brought to the fore and used in this Christian Jewish thing. In the Albee often says you people, you people. And so he does the "you people" on him on Leventhal as far as drinking goes, and he says, "Well, you people don't drink. You're not drinking people like us. You're just more serious, whatever. Kind of making implications about that, and it's all in. It shows us a scene of life that, I guess, I kind of thought of Gentleman's Agreement, which was a movie, was that a Kazan movie? Might have been a Kazan movie. Anyway, Gregory Peck is this Jewish guy in Gentleman's Agreement, and it's about the businessman world and anti-Semitism in the businessman world back in that era. And it was a different thing. I mean, the melting pot was not completely melted in that kind of way, where today we just sort of don't notice. Maybe that would be changing now due to certain news events that are going on. But at that time, there's this stuff going on in Germany. None of that is mentioned. The Holocaust is not mentioned at all. Or the war, really. It's all about this, and it's as if that never happened, and it's about these two men confronting one another. And Albee just gets more and more aggressive. He at one point he shows up to his house and he says, "I have no place to live, so you have to take me in." So he ends up taking the guy in, and the apartment gets all messed up. The wife is away. His Leventhal's wife is down south somewhere, and he misses his wife, but she's away, and it's hot. There's all these things going on, and so between this stalking and harassment that's going on, and the problem out in Staten Island where his brother's wife is. His brother is working the shipping business, and he's down in Galveston making money and sending it back home. But something happens with like a 4-year-old child of his. So Leventhal has to deal with that as well, which means, traveling from Manhattan out to Staten Island, and it's, same part of the same city, but it's just a bit of a schlep to get to Staten Island on public transportation. Take the subway down to South Ferry, and South Ferry, and you get on the ferry that takes you to Staten Island. And it's a bit of a ride. I mean, it's a fine, nice ride, except if you're in a hurry to get where it takes a while to ride across the harbor there to Staten Island. So all these things are going on, and Leventhal is kind of cracking up through all this. He's having a rough time of all of it, and so that's really what the whole novel is about. And it's really pretty good. I mean, I really would recommend digging up one of Saul Bellow's books and reading Saul Bellow, because he's good. I like his stuff, and this one, as I said, pretty good. So it ends up who is the victim in this novel. The Albee sort of casts himself as a victim. He's the victim of this reverse discrimination in his mind against the Jewish people who are running business. He has this position, this notion that that Jewish men are running the business in town, and he is cut out of it because he's not with the family. So there's that kind of thing where that old trope of the Jews running everything enters into this story, and it is it's not really stated on and on and on, but this is the backdrop of this whole little drama. So that's basically The Victim by Saul Bellow, and it's not a long book. It's 200 and some pages, 250 pages. Bam, bam, bam. So not bad, and give it a go.